Okay, so this is a tax return accepted by the Internal Revenue Service. You can say it's Bruce. You can see it say Bruce Royal Trust. My Facebook at one point in time was called Bruce Royal Trust. So you see my tax identification number, and you see that it's accepted right there in the middle. All right, let's go through this. This is the Tax Act screen. When you have the software, this is the 1041. You can see my return in the top right. Tax Act only allows for returns to be submitted that are 10 million, that are under $10 million. So it has to be one penny. This is 1 penny less than 10 million. I did this. This has been accepted. Before I did this, I went to go acquisition the stub for 99 million. The software only allows for a $10 million return. Kind of like how the voucher says the voucher says the IRS can't accept a check for more than 100 million. So you're saying 99 million, which is the stub itself. You know what I'm saying? The software just has its limits. The IRS obviously doesn't, because they set the limit in the first place. So it makes sense in the aspect of Tax Act or any other return like 1040 now. If your adjusted gross income is less than $61,000 or some shit like that, you get to file for free. It's just a cost of doing business. Now here is my redacted return. This has already been accepted, and I downloaded the PDFs. You can see in the middle right there, the top middle, it says final return. Okay, final, like right there where my head is at, right there. It's a final return. That means I'm closing this account out. Okay, I don't plan to file any more returns. Like I don't plan to have any overpayments. I'm trying to use a credit that's already there, so I don't have to file another return. This is a IRS e-file declaration tax form. Basically, anytime you file online with anything 1040 now, tax 1099, whatever the case may be, Tax Act, whatever, you will sign some type of form. Now this is my K1 cover letter. Because there's other forms that went with this. I'll read them off at the very end that went with this. But this is the Schedule K1 for the 1040, and I have two beneficiaries. One of them is the executor of the estate, a foreign executor of the estate, and the other one is my sole proprietor. You can see this one is for the fiduciary is the estate, and the beneficiary down there you can see is my sole proprietor entity. You can see this one right here. The beneficiary is the foreign estate, even though that is the fiduciary, the estate itself, but the executor at this point is going to be the beneficiary majority of this. And I got this set up the same way in my Fidelity account. Like the same layer, who's the beneficiary of what, it's all the same way. Because I want it all to match up. When with 1041s, they normally will send a check. Almost all the time they have to send a check. Since it's the estate and trust, normally they have to go through the mail because it's real property. And it's part of the deposit in the aspects of the USPS being the largest bank. And then this is the letter that looks just like the other one, but it differs with the name. But it's just naming both beneficiaries. This is a cover letter for both the K1s. So this is a screenshot of nebjo.org right now. I put my picture on the website just so people can just see that it's no bullshit and that you just apply what you learn. You know what I'm saying? But this is I don't know, it's a fucking show that this is just another way for me to withdraw money from the treasury, because like that's what it's for. They assigned us these names, these numbers at birth to operate in commerce, to operate in the matrix, to pay for shit. You know what I'm saying? We are the signatory for that person. The agent for that person is the United States, and whatever fiduciary capacity. We are not the agent for that person. We're the authorized representative in the sense of being able to authorize issuing any types of credits. All debt instruments are written against us giving out the Social Security number. Anything is written against us giving out our private information, name, social, date of birth. Those are all that's all information that they want to sell. They sell the information immediately as soon as you give it to them. So Like when you sign a contract and give it back to them, they sell that contract. You know what I'm saying? So just keep studying. Fuck what everybody else is doing and fuck what everybody else is posting, even what I'm posting. Because you only need to use this as motivation and as a guide. Other than that, keep moving at your own pace. But a lot of this shit is very possible. Just stick to your own shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? And don't expect nobody else to like hand you some shit. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you ain't got no dirt or no failures or no experience, you know what I'm saying, to offer up to a motherfucker to be able to, you know what I'm saying, volley a conversation about some possible assistance on something. So I'm telling you, the people that figure this shit out, like me, we work hard as a motherfucker, bruh. Hard as fuck. So we're not gonna just, the game is to be sold, not told, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Just facts. The game is to be sold, not told. You cannot have a free, there can be nothing free in the market. You know what I'm saying? Like, then there's no market. That's the whole point. Sell the game. That don't mean necessarily for money. What it means, bruh, is that you just can't get your time back. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I'm not about to offer nothing to my peoples that I never worked for. That's the American dream, is to do nothing and to be able to do whatever you want to do. Like to earn as much as possible and work the least. That is literally the exact opposite of what it takes to get into heaven, my nigga. If you want heaven on earth, then you're going to have to actually work to get there. Like that, if you think about it, the more responsibilities, this is a lot of responsibility. Just this picture itself is a lot of responsibility. Financial responsibility, discipline, the what it took to get there, whatever risk that you take. When you get tired of, it's a scam, how are we supposed to be paying? If the country's in debt, how are we supposed to be paying taxes on money that we owe if we're supposed to be paying the debt back? That's why there's no relationship between the international bankers and the United States. The money that the international bankers give the United States. There's no connection there. You know what I'm saying? The only connection between us and the international bankers is the obligation that the United States has to the international bankers. We never agreed in a wet ink signature that our names was going to be used as sureties. You can't use my name as surety. That's the whole essence of private property being taken and then the government having to give just compensation for that. This is an example of that. This is an example of just compensation. But in this world, United States makes you go get it. Like, ignorance is bliss, bruh. I'm telling you, bruh, ignorance is bliss. The most happiest niggas and the most happiest people in the world don't know too much about law. They may be very intelligent in general and wise and everything else, but in the sense of the specifics of happiness and joy, there's a thin line between the two. Happiness is something that is circumstantial. Joy stays, even though they both dumbass words. It's the energy behind them. You know what I'm saying? So there's no way that we are going to be owing, if the country's in debt. How the fuck are we supposed to be paying the country on the money that we earn that's supposed to be going to the debt of the country? That don't make no sense. It doesn't make any sense. And it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that when you came out of your mama's vagina, you wasn't branded like a pig or a cow. You know what I'm saying? Or a goat. You didn't have a yellow tag or orange tag in your ear. So it's not hard. It's not a hard concept to understand that our parents signed us up for a program, signed us up for a charity program. The Social Security number is a charity account that is a public person that's funded privately. Birth certificates were sold to collateralize the United States debt. So that's why the birth certificate has public credit. That's why the public person that you see on that BC is the one they asked for. You know what I'm saying? The responsible party for that person is not you. It is actually the United States government. It's the Treasury. You know what I'm saying? Because that's an instrumentality of that person, bro. It's a scam. Ain't no way we supposed to be paying income on or taxes on income if the country is in debt, bro.